Mr. Mayor, I've just started the live feed. It should be finished loading in about 15 seconds.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the February 8th regular Town Council meeting. I'd like to start with the adoption of the agenda. If I could get a motion, please. Councillor Warwa, thank you very much. Is there any additions or deletions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried. Next up, I need a motion for the minutes of our last regular council meeting. Councillor Waters, thank you very much. Any errors or omissions within those minutes? Seeing nobody with their hand up, all those in favor? Carried. Okay, we're going to move right into correspondence, and Phil, you'll take this first one from Mrs. Zenko.
Yes, Your Worship. I have a letter here from Vegreville Region Physician and Health Professionals Attraction and Retention Committee, dated January 29th, 2020, to Mayor and Council. Dear Mayor McPhee, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the Council for the financial support of our committee in recent years. Your support has been invaluable to enable us to continue to recruit new physicians to our community. Our community has been very financially prudent with the dollars we have received. For your review and information, we have provided a copy of our 5-year projected budget. We are asking the town for a 3 to 5 year commitment of $5,000 per year. Our goal is to continue to look ahead of future needs for our community, for doctors and health professionals, to ensure needs are addressed. We thank you for your continued support. Yours truly, Renee Senko, CPA, Treasurer of the Committee.
Okay. To make a motion to receive the letter first, Councillor Bradzia. Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, Councillor Warwa.
I just wanted to say that I am in support of this request, and with the opportunities I've had to work with many other communities on my day job type of thing, I just want to say how important I think that this recruitment committee is and what a good job they've done, because I know many communities are struggling with retention. So just a thank you to the work they've done and definitely support for it. Thank you.
Okay, well, I too will lend my voice to the fact that without this committee, we would be a lot worse off when it comes to the medical staff and attracting people to our community. And I think the ongoing efforts are very important as we move forward. And so I'm definitely in favor of this. So, Councillor Waters, you're up next, then Councillor Lemko.
Yes, thank you. I am chair of the committee, and I just wanted to make note that it's not just the attraction that we focus on, it's the retention. That is the huge part of the committee, is the retention, making sure the physicians and health professionals, we're not just looking at doctors, we're looking at all health professionals, are happy with what is provided through Vegreville for them. And if they can't get what they're looking for, the committee is there to help them out. So retention is key, as well as attraction.
Thank you. Councillor Lemko.
Yeah, I echo everyone's comments. This committee has done miraculous work in our community, and the evidence shows by the amount of physicians we have and healthcare professionals. I fully support this committee and the funding that they're requesting.
Okay, so we'll have all those in favor on the receive and file of the letter. Okay, thank you. And I'll take a motion for the 3-year commitment. Okay, Councillor Warwa. Any more discussion? All those in favor? Carried, thank you. Next up, Cliff, you're going to take the letter from Covenant Health.
This is addressed to Mayor Tim McPhee. I am pleased to share with you that Covenant Health has been recognized as one of Alberta's top 70 employers for 2021. And I am proud we received this recognition in such a challenging year. The Alberta's Top 70 Employers Award recognizes organizations that are leading employers in the province. We are proud to be an employer of choice in Vegreville, providing a positive workplace in our teams and a compassionate care for our patients, residents, and families. This honor belongs to the staff, physicians, and volunteers at St. Joseph's General Hospital and across Covenant Health, who create healthy and supportive environments for each other and the people they serve. Thank you for supporting Covenant Health, St. Joseph's General Hospital, our team, and their work. We look forward to continuing our work together to meet the needs of your community for generations to come. Please join me in congratulating our Covenant Health teams. Sincerely, Ed Stelmach, Board Chair, Covenant Health.
Okay, take a motion to receive and file. Thank you, Councillor Barry. Any discussion? Well, I will say that no matter what, it is an honor to have that bestowed upon them. I mean, it's one of the best places, Covenant Health, to work. I mean, I would imagine there is another 200,000 organizations in Alberta that would love to have that honor as well. So good on them. And thank Mr. Stelmach for writing a letter to us. So all those in favor? Carried. Thank you. Dale, you'll do the next one.
Yes, I will, Your Worship. This is from Alberta Transportation. It is addressed to yourself, Worship Timothy Paul McPhee. Dear Mayor McPhee, please be advised that a grant in the amount of $800,000 is being processed for the town of Vegreville. This represents the first payment for the industrial area roadway construction project under the local municipal initiative program component of the Strategic Transportation Infrastructure Program. Please complete a final agreement payment claim form and return it to this office, along with copies of all related invoices upon the completion of the project. Town of Vegreville will be responsible for any applicable goods and service taxes associated with this project. If you have any questions, please call. Sincerely, Danette Leask from Infrastructure. She's an infrastructure technologist.
Okay, we'll take a motion to receive and file that letter. Council Lemko, thank you. Dale, can you tell us exactly what that 800,000 is for?
That's for the roadway portion of our Southeast 17 Industrial Park project.
Okay. Any discussion? Any more questions, Adele? Cliff, go ahead.
It's just under 50%. Our grant was $1,650,000, and this payment is $800,000.
So the rest of the money will come with the next invoice, right? Hopefully.
Yep.
Okay, all those in favor? Carrie, thank you. Phil, you're next.
Thank you, Your Worship. I have a request for council decision. The topic is the upgrade the Economic Development Office and Boardroom. Proposal, repurpose council chambers for an Economic Development Office and Boardroom. Background: in 2020, the town of Vegreville was approved for administrative building renovations under the most grant due to COVID mitigation. With the relocation of council chambers to the former RCMP detachment, the present council chamber space is being designed to accommodate the Economic Development Department for the attraction of business to the community. The current council chambers area will meet the needs of the Economic Development Department. The financial implications: estimated cost to retrofit the former council chambers area to accommodate an Economic Development Office and Boardroom is $35,000. This is an unbudgeted expenditure. Recommendation: the town council approve the expenditure of renovations to council chambers for an Economic Development Office and Boardroom up to a maximum of $40,000
and further that this expenditure be funded from the facility's life cycle reserve.
Okay, I'll be looking for a motion for this recommendation. Councillor Brodziak was first. Thank you. Any discussion? Councillor Warwa.
I just wanted to confirm that while I wasn't able to view the other day, Director Rowe did get me the plans and I was able to review. So I am up to date on where we're at. Thank you.
Okay, I'm glad because everybody else got to stand in there and sort of get the feel where it was, how it was going to be all separated and stuff. And I think it's a very good move right now. And the time, like some councilors brought up before, that the building is closed and get this done before we get into not complete normal business as usual, but eventually we're going to be getting there. And to have this done now is a good timing with the construction crew on site. So, is there any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Oh, Councillor Brodziak, did you want to say something? Sorry.
I was just going to say that this is a much needed development for the town of Vegreville. Currently, the Economic Development Office is very contained, and I believe that this is a good step in the right direction if we're going to be attracting investors and speaking to a lot of different parties. So we definitely need to make this move at this time.
And I think we can all appreciate it. She said it was a little tight. It used to be a closet. So, okay. Again, all those in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay, Cliff, you got the next one?
Okay, a request for council decision to enter into an election services contract with Elk Island Catholic Separate Regional Division number 41. The proposal to provide electoral services for school board trustee candidates for the 2021 separate school trustee election. So the background, sections 2 and 3 of the Local Authorities Election Act allows for a municipality to enter into an agreement for the conduct of an election with one or more elected authorities of local jurisdiction. The town has conducted the separate school trustee election in previous elections where the trustee was not acclaimed. Financial implications: the service agreement provides for reimbursement of costs applicable to the Elk Island Catholic School Board. Communication strategy: notices and advertisements will be in accordance with the Local Authorities Election Act. Recommendation is being made that Town Council enter into the election services agreement with Elk Island Catholic Separate Regional Division number 41 for the 2021 separate school trustee election.
Okay, we'll take a motion on that recommendation. Councillor Barry, any discussion? This is pretty standard operating procedure at every election, but we have to do it by a vote. So, okay, all those in favor? Carried. Thank you.
Okay.
Another one, Cliff.
Enter into an election services contract with Elk Island Public Schools to provide electoral services for the school board trustee candidates for the 2021 Public School Trustee Western portion of Minburn number 27 ward election. Sections 2 and 3 of the Local Authorities Election Act allows for a municipality to enter into an agreement for the conduct of an election with one or more elected authorities of local jurisdiction. The town has conducted the public school trustee election in previous elections where the trustee has not been acclaimed. Financial implications: the service agreement provides for reimbursement of costs applicable to Elk Island Public School Board. Communication strategy: notices and advertisements will be in accordance with the Local Authorities Election Act. Recommendation is being made that Town Council enter into the election services agreement with Elk Island Public Schools for the 2021 Public School Trustee Western portion of Minburn number 27 ward election.
Okay. Councillor Runick makes the motion. Any discussion? Again, it's pretty standard every election. So, Okay, all those in favor? Carried. Thank you. Mr. Paul Casey is up next.
Yes, Your Worship, this is bylaw number 11, 2020, which received first reading on the 14th of December, 2020. And we're asking for second and third reading tonight. So this bylaw number 11, 2020 of the town of Vegreville in the province of Alberta authorizes the municipal council of the town of Vegreville to incur indebtedness by the issuance of debentures in the amount of $2,500,000 for the purposes of developing the Southeast 17 Industrial Park. Whereas the council of the town of Vegreville deems it expedient to issue a bylaw pursuant to section 258 of the Municipal Government Act to authorize the financing, undertaking, and completion of the development of the Southeast 17 Industrial Park. And whereas the plans and specifications have been prepared and the total cost of the project is estimated to be $10,750,000, and the municipality estimates the following grants and contributions will be applied to the project. Federal grants, $4,950,000, provincial grants, $3,300,000, and debentures, $2.5 million for a total of $10,750,000. And whereas in order to construct and complete the said project, it will be necessary for the town of Vegreville to borrow the sum of $2,500,000 for a period not to exceed 30 years from the province of Alberta or another authorized financial institution by the issuance of debentures and on the terms and conditions referred to in this bylaw. And whereas the estimated lifetime of the project financed under this bylaw is equal to or in excess of 50 years, and whereas the principal amount of the outstanding debt of the town of Vegreville as of December 31st, 2019 is $12,606,314, and no part of the principal or interest is in arrears. And whereas all required approvals for the project have been obtained and the project is in compliance with all acts and regulations of the province of Alberta, now therefore be it resolved that the council of the town of Vegreville duly assembled enacts as follows: that for the purpose of development of the Southeast 17 Industrial Park, the sum of $2,500,000 be borrowed from the province of Alberta or other authorized financial institution by way of debenture on the credit and security of the town of Vegreville at large, of which the full sum of $2,500,000 is to be paid by the town of Vegreville at large. 2, the town of Vegreville will repay the indebtedness according to the repayment structure in effect, namely equal semi-annual or annual payments of combined principal and interest installments not to exceed 30 years, calculated at a rate not exceeding the interest rate fixed by the province of Alberta or another authorized financial institution on the date of borrowing and not to exceed 8%. 3, the mayor and the town manager are hereby authorized to issue debentures on behalf of the town of Vegreville for the amount and purpose as authorized by this bylaw, namely the development of Southeast 17 Industrial Park. 4, the municipality shall levy and raise in each year municipal taxes sufficient to pay the indebtedness. 5, the indebtedness shall be contracted on the credit and security of the town of Vegreville. 6, the net amount borrowed under this bylaw shall be applied only to the project specified by this bylaw. And 7, this bylaw comes into force on the date it is passed.
Okay, I'll take a motion for the second reading. Councilor Barry, any discussion? I have a question. I'll go ahead, Councilor Rudy.
I was just going to ask if there were any questions that were brought forward by the public advertising or any of the information that was provided.
Well, there was none that was brought to my attention, no.
So the overall cost of the project has changed?
The project, the $10,750,000, the debenture includes the amount of funds that we have used that were not eligible under the project guidelines for the grant. So to recover some of our reserve money. So that's about 600,000 because we were able to, we'd originally authorized, our council had originally authorized transfer from reserve of about $670,000 to cover this project. And we have filed a grant application or a grant report to recover about $170,000 of that money. So there's about $500,000 that we will not be covered for under that grant.
Okay. Okay, let's, we'll have a vote on the motion for the second reading. All those in favor? Carried. And since we are only doing 2 readings tonight, we won't be needing a reading for a special one for unanimous consent. Okay, I'll be looking for a motion for the third and final reading. Councilor Lemko. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to council reports now. So we're going to start at the top, and Councilor Orwa, you're on the top of my screen, so you get to go first.
Councillor Warba, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I have a short one this time. On the 28th, I did the Talk of the Town taping on tourism for past and future projects. And then I had the February 2nd legislative meeting and our council meeting tonight. I didn't have any other formal meetings between then. So short one.
Okay, thank you. Moving down the screen to Councilor Rudick.
Thank you. Since we last met, attended the Growing Opportunities in the Hemp Industry workshop that was put on by Innotech and Hub. Unfortunate that we couldn't host all of those people in Vegreville, but nice to be able to see some big strides being made in that industry and that sector, and look forward to our moving forward in 2021 with all of those partners. That was on January 27th. On the 29th, the Healthcare Aid Working Group met with Red Deer College, and we finalized some plans, some of which has been sent out to this group and will be shared with the greater public in terms of the advertising efforts to move forward with a September start date. February 1st, the mayor and Sandra Ling and myself met with the Kolomia Council from Ukraine. Great to be able to establish ties with that group and look forward to ongoing discussions. And other meetings were the same as my colleagues that they'll be bringing forward, but I wanted to make special note of the February 5th, first of 2 AUMA Policing Act review sessions discussing a number of different options and how we would proceed as a municipal sector and how we view policing, not just strictly from the RCMP staffing, but how we can also ensure that the payment that we make for policing is actually resulting in an ability to say how and what our priorities are on a local level. So I felt like that was a positive discussion that evening and look forward to the next session. And of note, I just wanted to let this council know and previous council know that one of our key players that we worked with at FCM, Mark LeBlanc, who was key in being able to carry forward our concerns and our first resolution on behalf of town council, that we wanted to make sure that rural communities were treated fairly and there was a business case if any federal offices were to close, is moving on in his career, and just wanted to pass on a thank you to all of you in Vegreville that worked with him, both administrative staff and council, as a very successful, fruitful and exciting project that he was able to work on, and actually in this instance to be able to see a positive end result by the construction of this project. So he just wanted me to pass on a hello and a thank you to all of you here, and wish him well as he moves on in his career. And that is my report.
Thank you very much. Councillor Waters.
Okay, much the same. On the January 27th, the Growing Opportunities in the Alberta Hemp Industry, very well attended virtually, so it was nice to see the number of participants, and there were a lot of questions. And it was also nice that it was recorded, so anyone that missed it may be able to contact Innotech and get a copy of that sent to them. Very interesting, a lot of information. On the 29th, the Healthcare Aid program with Red Deer College. Very excited about that. Red Deer College does have their finger on the pulse of rural learning and rural employment. So waiting for that rollout to start, September start date for the course. And I believe to date, there's about 25 interested people. And if we can get half of those people in the course, that would be fantastic. February 2nd, legislative meeting. On the 3rd, the council meeting with Elk Island Catholic School Board. Again, very informative how we can work together as a group. I'm looking forward to see what we can bring together there. And on the 3rd, I also did the town hall call with Premier Kenny, Dr. Henshaw, and MLA Martin Long about the opening that happened today, the slow opening for COVID. So hopefully people do remain mindful of wearing the mask, hand sanitizing, that kind of thing, so we can continue to keep our numbers low and have things open a little more. On the 4th, took a tour with council to see the new council chambers economic development. Great job, Director Rowe, on trying to keep the costs down. That is fantastic, but it's still going to be a very, it's going to be a good looking project once it's done. I also attended the AUMA on policing. This afternoon, the Vegreville Region Physician Health Professionals Attraction Retention Committee met. So thank you, fellow councillors, Mayor McPhee, for the 3-year budget plan there. Just a few things to show what we're all about. Dr. Hasabala, she had been on maternity leave. She had a little girl, and she's been doing phone-in patient consults, and starting tomorrow, she'll be back at the clinic. So we're happy to have her back. Dr. Siddiqui is a new attraction, yes, for Vegreville. He's our new doctor. He's finished his 3-month clinical assessment, and he's got some paperwork to finalize. So beginning of March, we will have another patient panel to fill for him. Dr. Frank and Dr. Hollins are contacting the universities to see how they can work with student residents to showcase rural living and rural health professionals. And the frustrations at the clinic, though, they're there. And they say it's just like all frontline workers. The frustrations are shared equally, be it a cashier at a grocery store or at the clinic. It's trying times, and they're doing the best they can with that. As a committee, we're going to try and brighten them up and do something for them here in short time. And I spoke about the healthcare aid program. And tonight's council meeting. So that would be my report.
Thank you, Councillor Waters. Next up, Councillor Barry.
Thank you, Your Worship. February the 2nd, the Ledge, and February the 3rd, our meeting with Elk Island Catholic School Board. On February the 4th, Tape Talk of the Town, which aired today. Emma Murray was our guest for Family Day. I think she did a tremendous job of laying out what is going to be taking place on Family Day. So I think there'll still be some interest there. On the 4th, also toured the renovations of Council Chamber in the town office area. I'm very impressed by the layout and how work is coming along there. I think it's going to be very, very good for us in the future there, getting that building up to date and more useful. On the 5th, I, via Zoom, did a Covenant Health Community Board orientation. It was very informative, a lot of material there. Learned a lot about Covenant Health and our expectations. So I'm looking forward to being on that committee as we move forward in the future here. And in tonight's regular council meeting, that's my report. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Barry, can you just give us a brief of Family Day, what the couple attractions or what may be just happening?
Sure. What will be taking place predominantly is that a committee put together and got donations from a number of different groups in the town, businesses and etc. And they've put together an activity bag that has vouchers in that bag for once COVID restrictions are lifted, for the bowling lanes, for the swimming area. But there are activities that children and families can play that are in there as well. And that will be available, I can't think of the new church area there on
On Maple Street?
North Point Community Church.
Yes, North Point, yes. So they will be available there for people to pick up with good COVID restrictions. There'll be bins there as well so that people can come by and drop off food bank donations, because that is the same location as the food bank, so it'll be very convenient. And then the food bank there, they'll also be distributing hot chocolate, hot coffee. So families that want to get out and take a quick drive, COVID restrictions in mind, drop by and pick up an activity bag to take back home, leave a food donation, get a hot drink. That's the location that it'll be at. Unfortunately, with the COVID restrictions, the breakfast had to be canceled, the hockey game had to be canceled, all of those other sort of things that normally take place couldn't occur this year. So I think they've been very innovative in putting together a good activity bag and giving folks an opportunity to get out and pick up something.
Okay. Thank you very much. Councillor Lemko.
Yes, Your Worship. On the January 26th, I attended a town hall. Actually, throughout the whole my whole report, I sat on 3 town halls. This one was with Dr. Henshaw, Premier Kenny, and Ahir, Minister of Culture and Status of Women. It was on faith-based forum, faith-based communities, and much the same. We talk about the restrictions that are in place and the reasons why those restrictions are in place. Opportunity for those participants to ask questions, but it was the same kind of responses regarding the status of where we are with the restrictions being in place in our numbers. February 2nd was a ledge meeting. February 3rd was our meeting with the Elk Island Catholic Schools. What I found interesting was there with the trustees was their questions related to us as a small community. I don't think they fully understand that we are a small player in their big world. The city of Camrose, Fort Saskatchewan, Sherwood Park are their key players, and we, with a population of under 5,800, try to meet what their expectations are. So the challenges that we face, I think they're more aware of those challenges now, which was a good meeting, and we can work together to overcome some of those. On February 3rd, I had the town hall, and that was the one with Dr. Henshaw, Premier Kenny, and Minister Long on small business. And again, same thing, the restrictions in place and what the challenges are. And a lot of the questions were centered around fitness facilities and some of the kids in schools and outdoor recreation or indoor recreation. I think from that meeting, they might have got the message, because on Saturday they changed the rules 2 days later regarding those some of those restrictions that they placed on sports teams. So it was an opportunity for those people to ask the questions. The February 4th, the tour of the council chambers in the town hall. And it's nice to see that the monies that were given to the community for recovery of COVID benefited the community, because the majority of the contractors that are working there, in fact, not all the contractors that are working in the facility are local. And at this time, we need to support our local businesses. So that was a big win for the community and for us as well. February 4th also was the AUMA President Summit on policing and the advocacy work that committee has been working. A lot of information on the act and that kind of stuff was shared. And the next one will be on the 17th, and they'll be following up about the provincial police force. So it's going to be interesting discussions around what that looks like. And then tonight's council meeting. That's my report, sir.
Thank you very much, Councillor Lemko. Councillor Broadjack, you're next.
Thank you, Your Worship. On February 2nd, I attended our legislative committee meeting. On February 3rd, meeting with Elk Island Catholic School Board. February 4th, we had a Chamber of Commerce board meeting. Discussion there was around we will be having an AGM this week, Thursday, February 11th at 11:30 via Zoom. So if anyone is still wanting to attend that meeting, if they could email or telephone the Chamber Manager, Michelle, and she will gladly forward the Zoom link to attend the meeting. The special guest speaker will be the Conservative Shadow Minister for Finance, MP Pierre Poilievre, and he should be a very interesting guest speaker. We will also have a swearing in of our new executive for 2021-2022, and I believe the mayor will be attending to do that as well. Also on the chamber now has a new website, so I invite everyone to view the website. There'll still be quite a few tweaks to do, but it was a relatively inexpensive cost for the product that was presented. On February 4th as well, I attended the viewing of the reconstruction projects of the 3 departments, and I was very pleased with what we were presented with. I believe that this is definitely the time to do it, and it'll be a good benefit to the existing infrastructure for many years to come. And tonight's council meeting, and that is my report.
Thank you very much. So I've basically been at all the same meetings as everybody else. I did attend the Growing Opportunities in Hemp on the 27th, and I thought it was well attended. There was a lot of good presenters there, and I welcomed everybody on behalf of the citizens of Vegreville, and I told everybody that my door would always be open if they would like to, anybody would like to discuss anything to do with hemp. And I've had 4 companies reach out to me since then, and we've had some nice conversations. So it was well worth it, that's for sure. On the 29th, I had a meeting with the John S. Patouk, and we had a meeting with the Northeastern Water Commission, and we're just going over a few things that are in our agreement that we need to get straightened out right now. And on the 1st, myself and Councillor Rudick and Sandra Ling sat in on a meeting with our twin city or town in the Ukraine, Kolomea, and we met their new mayor and like 5 members of council or some degree on the government there. It's kind of funny that they're all business people and they don't get paid, but they're like, you're almost like the provincial government. They have ministries of school, ministries of economic development. It was a little different for us to see just how that all worked. So it was and we've sent a gift with a gentleman here from Alberta that left to go over there. And so the town of Vegreville sent a gift. Sandra got a package together, and thank you for that, Sandra. So that's all on winding right now, and looks like we're gonna have a productive twinning sort of thing and exchanging of ideas and some more culture. So it'll be good. And on the 2nd, we had Cliff and myself had a meeting with the RCMP, our local staff sergeant, and the district commander for this area, and we'll be getting some reports and some updates on that in the near future. I'm pretty sure. So it all went pretty good. And on the 2nd, we also had the Ledge meeting. And on the 3rd, we had our Zoom meeting with Elk Island Catholic School Board, which for some reason I couldn't only get on the phone. But as soon as I was done, I noticed everything I was trying to download was there. So it was successful. I just didn't know it at the time. So. And then on the 4th, we had the tour of the facility of the town hall, all the different renovations that's going on. And I thank all council that could show up as quickly as they could. And I know that Councillor Warwell, you did get a drawing and stuff of it later. And if you want to get a chance to take a look at it just physically, I'm sure that Phil can help you out if you got some spare time. And on the 5th, I too attended the AUMA about the state of policing, and I thought it was very informative. I learned quite a few things. I made a couple of comments too to the board, and hopefully that they're going to look into a few things. And what else do we do here? So then on the 6th, I had another opportunity to meet with Ecoterra, one of the groups, the hemp group that was on the opportunity of growing hemp, and they had their own little webinar, and it was quite interesting. And there was lots of local people that I knew that I could see that were on there, so it worked out very well. And then tonight's council meeting. I just wanted to bring up again about the North Point Church on Family Day. And I do believe that it's not the church that's serving the coffee and hot chocolate. Bill, is it a local business that's doing that?
That is correct, Your Worship. Tim Hortons has gratefully donated the hot chocolate coffee cups and lids. And I believe it'll be the church that will be handing it out with the food bank. Tim Hortons may have representation, but they are most certainly providing the product.
Okay, thank you. And I want to thank Colleen and her staff over there. And I know that they've always been a big player in the Family Day breakfast and stuff. And I'm sure that they're welcome the opportunity to be able to assist. So if you can, drive by the North Point Church on Maple Street, drop off donation for the food bank, pick up your activity bag, and have yourself a cup of hot chocolate or coffee. I know that today some restrictions in the province were lifted. It was nice to see drive by a few restaurants with the open sign in their windows. So I know that there's a lot of local businesses that are in a lot of hurt right now. So I just encourage everybody out there within practicing all the social distancing and all the protocols that are needed, please try to stop in and encourage these businesses to keep going. That about wraps it up for what we have. We have no in-camera discussions. I do not believe. Cliff, we didn't have anything, did we?
Correct. There's no closed session items tonight.
Okay. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to bring forward at this moment? Councilor Brajak.
I just would like to give a shout out to all the representatives from Vegreville and area to the world's longest hockey game that is going on right now. In this type of weather, I can assure you that this is a huge, huge sacrifice to be doing for such a good organization. When they talk about the pucks, anytime you shoot a puck and it hits the bars on the net, the puck shatters. So that's how cold it is.
I heard a little rumor that maybe your oldest was playing goalie there for a while. Is that true?
That is true. And he played goalie without the chest protector. So I think a good thing there were no slap shots. Anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to all those men and every volunteer that is standing out there, the refs, just quite a few volunteers, and it's brutally cold out there. So hats off to them. If anyone wants to do a drive-by and honk, I'm sure that they would appreciate it. And also I heard on the news tonight that all donations going forward will be matched up to $100,000. So there's a generous volunteer or a generous donor out there that will be matching donations.
Yeah, this will be the first year that I have not gone and watched for at least a few hours and encouraged some of the people that I knew that are out there, but I will get over to do the drive-by, and I encourage anybody that may be driving by that part of the Sherwood Park or whatever, just to go by and give them a honk, because it would not be the year to pick to be doing it right now, but
No.
Hats off to them. They're all dedicated, and the reasons are right. They're doing it, so good for them. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so seeing nobody else has anything else, Sandra, when we go off, we are going to come back later on a different one for our messaging, correct? Okay. Thank you all and keep up the good work.